Have you ever felt off after drinking water in the morning? Maybe you felt bloated or sick. You're not alone. Many people make simple mistakes when drinking water in the morning, especially as we get older. In this video, I'll show you 5 common mistakes when drinking water. What worked in your 30s or 40s might not be good in your 60s. Our bodies change, and our water habits should change too. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to drink water the right way and feel better. Small changes can make a big difference. If you want to feel better and have more energy in the morning, stay with me. Don't miss these easy tips, your body will thank you. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Like and share if you enjoyed it. Comment 1 if you liked the topic or 0 if you didn't. Let's get started. Mistake number 1, drinking ice-cold water on an empty stomach. Let me ask you something that might hit home. Have you ever taken a refreshing gulp of ice-cold water first thing in the morning, only to feel your stomach twist uncomfortably, or maybe even experience a chill running down your chest? Perhaps you've even felt a little lightheaded or noticed a headache creeping up soon after. Most of us tend to brush it off, thinking it's just a passing moment or unrelated to what we just drank. But here's something you may not realize, that icy cold water you're drinking on an empty stomach, especially first thing in the morning, can actually shock your system. Your body isn't fully prepared for it. When we sleep, our bodies enter a calm, restorative state. It's like a gentle pause in the chaos of the world. Our organs slow down, our digestive system gets a break, and our blood vessels naturally constrict a bit. It's not a bad thing, this is how our bodies heal and restore themselves overnight. But when morning comes, instead of gently waking our bodies up with something warm or a calm stretch, we shock it with a glass of cold water. Imagine hitting the brakes on a car that's still warming up. Doesn't feel too good, right? It's like giving your body a jolt, your stomach muscles contract, your blood vessels narrow even more, and your body goes into overdrive before it's even fully awake. For older adults, this sudden stress can be even harder to handle because our bodies don't recover as quickly from that shock anymore. When we were younger, cold water may have felt invigorating, like a quick wake-up call that made us feel alive. But as we get older, our metabolism slows down, and our circulation becomes more sensitive. Our bodies just can't handle extremes the way they used to. That once refreshing cold water can actually make us feel worse, not better. It's not that water itself is bad for you, it's the temperature that's the issue. At that time of day, when your body is still in its calm, restorative state, cold water can be too much for it to handle. Adjusting from the relaxed, slower pace of sleep, cold water can be too much of a shock to your system. Let me tell you about Eleanor. Like many of us, she thought she was doing the right thing by drinking ice-cold water every morning. Eleanor is 76, sharp as ever, and she used to love that chilly drink. She swore it helped clear her throat and gave her a boost to start her day. But over time, she began to notice her hands felt cold, her stomach would cramp, and she just didn't feel right. Her digestion was slow, and mornings became harder to handle. It wasn't until her doctor recommended switching to room temperature water that things started to change. Within just a week, Eleanor's mornings felt completely different. No more stomach cramps or cold hands. She felt more balanced, more at ease, and her digestion improved. It was a simple change, letting the water sit out or using lukewarm water, but it made all the difference in how she felt each day. And that's a powerful reminder. Just because something worked for us in the past doesn't mean it will keep working the same way as we age. Forever, our bodies deserve more tenderness now. After all, they've been carrying us through decades of life with all its ups and downs. The least we can do is offer them a gentler, more considerate approach when it comes to something as simple as drinking water. So if you're in the habit of reaching for that ice-cold glass first thing in the morning, maybe take a moment to consider switching to room temperature water. Try it for a few days and see how your body responds. You might be amazed at how much more comfortable and peaceful your mornings could feel. Your body has earned that gentleness. Mistake number 2: drinking water too fast or in big gulps. I get it. The temptation to gulp down that glass of water as soon as you wake up is real. You're parched, your mouth feels like the Sahara, and the thought of just knocking it back to quench your thirst feels satisfying, almost like a little victory. You think, get it over with, right? But here's the problem: when you drink too quickly, especially right after waking up, you're not doing your body any favors. You might be throwing your entire system out of whack without even realizing it. Let me paint the picture. When you first open your eyes in the morning, your body is still transitioning from its restful state. Your heart is gradually picking up speed. Your blood pressure is adjusting to a new day, and your stomach hasn't fully woken up yet. It's like your body is still stretching and yawning, trying to find its groove after hours of rest. And then, without warning, you down a whole glass of water in a single go. That rush of water can shock your system. The sudden influx can cause your stomach to expand too quickly, leading to bloating, nausea, dizziness, or even a strange flutter in your chest. Some of you might think, what is going on? I only drank water. But the real culprit isn't the water itself. It's how fast you're drinking it. The truth is, when you chug your water too quickly, your body doesn't get a chance to adjust. The kidneys, which are meant to process fluids, slowly and steadily go into overdrive to deal with a sudden influx. Your electrolyte balance, which is so delicate, gets thrown out of sync, and that can mess with your entire system. This is especially true for older adults whose bodies tend to be more sensitive to such rapid changes. It's like setting off a chain reaction that leaves you feeling unbalanced and off for the rest of the day. I want to share a story that drives this home. Walter, a 72-year-old retired coach, used to have a habit of waking up and drinking an entire bottle of water before even getting out of bed. He thought it was a great thing to do, healthy discipline, something he could feel good about. But here's the kicker. On some mornings he'd suddenly feel lightheaded and dizzy, and it just didn't sit right with him. It didn't happen every time, but enough to make him concerned. After chatting with his doctor, they pieced it together. It wasn't his health, it wasn't his age, it was the speed and volume of the water intake. His body simply wasn't given enough time to adjust to the sudden shock of all that liquid at once. The solution: a simple shift in how he drank water. He decided to sip slowly, stretching it out over 15 to 20 minutes instead of gulping it all at once. The results were nothing short of remarkable. The dizziness vanished, his mornings felt more peaceful. His energy was steadier, and his day just flowed better overall. No need for heavy medications or complicated changes, just a small adjustment in how he approached his water intake. That small change made all the difference. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. Here's something I want you to think about for a second. Your body doesn't want a flood when you wake up. It wants a gentle stream. It's begging for you to treat it with care. So next time, instead of rushing through that glass, try slowing down. Sit up, take a deep breath, and savor each sip. Give your body the time it needs to wake up, to process, to hydrate without overwhelming it. You don't have to race against the clock. It's a moment to care for yourself. If you've been rushing through your water in the mornings, just slow it down tomorrow and pay attention to how it feels. Sometimes the smallest change can make the most profound difference in how your body responds. We all deserve a little more mindfulness in our mornings, don't we? Mistake number 3: drinking from plastic bottles left out overnight. Now let me tell you, this one hits home for a lot of people, especially if you're someone who enjoys the comfort of having a water bottle nearby, like by your bedside. I get it, it's convenient, it's familiar, and it feels like a simple, healthy habit. A lot of us do it. We fill up a bottle, leave it on the nightstand, and drink from it throughout the night or first thing in the morning. It feels like the right thing to do, doesn't it? But here's the thing that most people don't realize, and it's crucial to understand. Drinking water from plastic bottles that have been sitting out overnight, particularly in a warm room, can expose you to harmful chemicals that you don't want in your body. Sure, it might seem harmless, especially when the water looks clear and fresh, but here's the scary part. The plastic bottle, as innocent as it may seem, might be leaching harmful substances into the water while it just sits there. It doesn't matter how good the water looks on the surface. It's the unseen danger of chemicals that we have to worry about. One of the major culprits is something called BPA, which is commonly found in older or lower quality plastic bottles. Even if your bottle says BPA free, don't breathe a sigh of relief just yet. Many plastics contain other similar chemicals that can do the same thing as BPA. They can interfere with your body's natural hormones. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think about my health, the last thing I want is something messing with my hormones. And here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies are already more sensitive and our hormonal balance becomes more fragile. Maybe you're already dealing with thyroid issues, managing your blood pressure, or trying to keep your blood sugar levels stable. So when these foreign chemicals sneak into your system, even in small amounts, they can throw a wrench in your body's ability to keep everything running smoothly. You might not notice the effects immediately, but over time those chemicals can start to build up, and that's when the problems creep in. It's subtle at first. Maybe you start feeling tired all the time, or you get unusually moody, bloated, or just not quite right, and you're left wondering, why do I feel this way? What's going on? But the answer could be right in front of you. Let me share a story with you about a man named Stanley. Stanley's 78 years old, and he's always been diligent about drinking plenty of water. For years he'd fill up a plastic bottle with tap water, leave it by his bed, and sip it throughout the night. It was his routine. In his mind, he was doing everything right. He thought he was making a healthy choice. But after a few months, things started to change. He began experiencing frequent headaches. His digestion was off, and no matter how much sleep he got, he always felt drained and exhausted. At first it seemed like nothing had changed in his life. His diet was the same. He was taking his medications, but something felt off. He went to his doctor, who ran tests and didn't find anything alarming, which left Stanley feeling even more confused. It wasn't until he spoke with a nutritionist that the truth came out. The culprit was his plastic bottle. That bottle, refilled, reused, and sitting near a warm lamp every night, was the cause of his discomfort. The plastic had been leaching chemicals into his water all along, and over time it was taking a toll on his body. The solution was simple. Stanley made the switch to a glass bottle, and instead of refilling the same bottle over and over, he started pouring fresh water each morning. And you know what happened? Within just a few weeks, his headache started to fade, his energy began to return, and he felt more like himself than he had in months. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that a single sip from a plastic bottle is going to ruin your health. No, that's not the case. But think about it. If you're drinking from that plastic bottle day after day, week after week, month after month, those tiny amounts of chemicals begin to accumulate, and you might not feel the effects immediately, but your body has to work extra hard to process them. Your liver, kidneys, and hormones, they all have to bear the burden of these chemicals. For older adults, every bit of extra stress on the body matters. It's not something we can afford to ignore. So if you've got a plastic bottle sitting on your nightstand right now, I'm going to encourage you to make a small but powerful change. Upgrade to a glass or stainless steel bottle and refill it fresh each morning. It might seem like such a simple habit shift, but trust me, it's a change that could make all the difference for your health. Imagine how much better your body will feel when it's not weighed down by those sneaky chemicals. It's an easy switch, but it could bring you a little more peace and a lot more vitality. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want? To feel good, to feel vibrant, and to know that we're doing everything we can to take care of ourselves as we age. Take that first step today. Your body will thank you. Mistake number 4: drinking water on a very full or very empty stomach after certain medications. Now let's take a moment to think about your typical morning. You roll out of bed, maybe still a little groggy from sleep, and the first thing you do is reach for your medication, followed by a glass of water. Seems like the right thing, doesn't it? It's almost automatic. After all, your doctor probably told you to take your meds with water. Simple, logical even. But what's often overlooked, something that's rarely pointed out, is the how, when, and how much water you should drink, and more importantly, whether or not food should be part of the equation. That small, seemingly insignificant detail can make all the difference in the world. And it's so easy to miss. Let me explain. When you drink too much water too quickly, especially on an empty stomach right after taking your meds, it can lead to a range of unpleasant symptoms. Imagine feeling a sudden wave of nausea that takes you by surprise, or the bloating that makes your stomach feel like it's about to burst. Sometimes it can even trigger heartburn. And here's the kicker. It's not just the water but the timing and the empty stomach that's at fault. Your stomach lining might get irritated and the medication may not be absorbed properly. It's a subtle but powerful disruption that your body might struggle to handle. On the flip side, if you've just had a large breakfast and wash your pills down with an oversized glass of water, that can interfere as well, especially with medications that are specifically meant to be taken on an empty stomach. The timing matters more than we often realize. Our digestive system, as resilient as it may seem, is delicate, more fragile than we often give it credit for. In the mornings it's still waking up, hormones are adjusting, acidity levels are fluctuating, and when you throw in a handful of pills followed by an excessive amount of water, it's like asking your system to take on more than it can handle. Your body might scream, "Hold on, I wasn't ready for that," and that's when the discomfort begins. Take Margaret for example. She's 80 and for years she had been following the same routine, popping her thyroid pill, downing a big glass of water, waiting for a while, and then having breakfast. But one day out of the blue she started feeling queasy. Nothing had changed. No new medications, no new foods. Her blood work was perfectly fine. Yet the nausea persisted. It didn't make sense. Finally her doctor asked about her water intake, and that's when they figured it out. She had been drinking too much water too fast right after taking her pill. Her stomach couldn't keep up and it was causing all the discomfort. After making a small but significant change, Margaret's mornings transformed. Instead of gulping down a large glass of water, she started sipping just enough to swallow her pill. She waited 45 minutes before having breakfast. And just like that, the nausea was gone. Hair's follow-up blood work showed improvement. This wasn't some drastic change, it was a simple adjustment, but it made all the difference. Her medication worked better and she began to feel more at ease during her mornings. So what can you take away from this? Start by paying attention to how your body responds after taking your medication. If you're feeling queasy, foggy, or uncomfortable in the mornings, don't just chalk it up to your meds or your age. It could be the way you're taking them, particularly the way you're drinking your water. If you're constantly feeling uncomfortable, try smaller sips, space out your meals, and most importantly, don't overload your stomach with water right after you've taken your pills. Give your body a moment to adjust. Sometimes it's not about changing everything, it's about being more gentle with your routine. By paying attention to those small details, you can improve how you feel and give yourself the gift of a peaceful, less stressful start to your day. Your health is precious and it's worth taking a step back to think about these simple everyday habits. You deserve that feel good that don't leave you battling discomfort or frustration. And with a little adjustment you can make that happen. Mistake number 5: skipping breakfast and replacing it with only water. Let's be honest here for a moment. There's so much advice out there today and it can feel overwhelming, especially when it's coming from all corners of the internet. You've probably heard the trendy things people say, like just drink water in the morning, skip breakfast, let your body fast. And while that may work for some people, especially younger individuals or those committed to strict health regimens, it doesn't always fit the needs of older adults. Trust me, starting your day with nothing but water and skipping breakfast can have a silent yet insidious effect on your body and energy levels over time. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, your body has already been fasting for 8 to 10 hours during the night. During that time, your blood sugar has dropped, your energy stores are running on empty, and your brain is craving the nutrients it needs to fire on all cylinders. Your muscles also need that essential fuel to stay strong and nimble. So when you drink just water without giving your body any food, you may feel fine at first, but as the hours go by, something starts to shift. You might feel tired, shaky, or mentally foggy. Maybe you're irritable or your energy crashes mid-morning. It's easy to mistake these feelings for stress or lack of sleep, but the truth is it could very well be the result of not nourishing yourself properly. Now, I'm not saying water isn't important. It is. Water helps rehydrate your body and that's essential. But let's be real here. Water can't replace the nutrients your body needs to truly thrive. Think about it. If you follow that glass of water with coffee and nothing else, you're not setting yourself up for success. You're stimulating your system without laying down a solid foundation, and over time that will only make things harder. It's like trying to drive a car with no fuel in the tank. Sure, it'll start for a moment, but it's not going to last long. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let me tell you about Alice. She's 69 years old, sharp as a tack and fiercely independent. Alice had read a lot about intermittent fasting and thought it sounded like a simple way to streamline her mornings, so she stopped eating breakfast and just had water until noon. At first she noticed a little weight loss and thought, this is working. But before long something began to shift inside her. Her mood started to dip, her memory began to fade, and she even found herself repeating things without realizing it. Her daughter, ever the perceptive one, noticed the change and gently suggested Alice see her doctor. The doctor's checkup didn't reveal any serious health issues, but it did reveal the problem. Alice wasn't giving her body the fuel it needed in the morning. Her brain was running on empty and it was showing. Once Alice decided to add just a small breakfast, nothing extravagant, just a boiled egg, a slice of toast and some fruit, everything started to change. It was almost magical. Her energy returned, her mind was clearer, and she felt steadier on her feet. It was as though a switch had flipped and she was more like herself than she had been in months. I want you to take this in. Less is not always better, especially when it comes to food in the morning. Yes, water is essential to a healthy routine, but your body deserves more than just hydration to get going. It craves real tangible fuel, something that nourishes your muscles, sharpens your mind and keeps you strong. A little protein, a bit of fiber, something that gives you the energy to take on the day. If you've been skipping breakfast thinking it's somehow helping you, I challenge you to try something different tomorrow. Add just a little something to your routine. Maybe a handful of nuts, a small bowl of oatmeal, or even a fruit smoothie. You'll be amazed at how much better you feel when you give your body what it's asking for. Suddenly the fog lifts, your mood stabilizes, and you have the clarity to tackle whatever comes your way. And here's the thing I want you to reflect on. It's fascinating how something as simple as water, something we've been drinking for years, can feel so different as we grow older. It's not that water has changed. No, it's us. Our bodies have become wiser, more attuned to what they need, and they ask us to listen more closely than before. Our bodies are speaking to us, but do we hear them? This conversation isn't about making you feel afraid or telling you what to do. It's about awareness, being in tune with the small things that can make a huge difference in our daily lives. When we start to notice the subtle shifts, like feeling bloated, anxious, or just off in the mornings, it's not always a sign that something is drastically wrong. Often it's a gentle nudge that maybe, just maybe, your routine needs a small tweak. So maybe tomorrow you'll decide to switch it up. Maybe you'll choose room temperature water instead of cold water. Maybe you'll slow down, savor each sip rather than gulping it down too quickly. Maybe you'll trade in that old plastic bottle for a fresh glass one, because why not treat yourself with a little extra care? Or maybe, just maybe, you'll pair your water with a simple breakfast, just enough to fuel your body, give it what it deserves, and start your day off strong. So what have you learned so far? Think about how small changes like adding just a little bit of nourishment in the morning can make a world of difference in how we feel and function throughout the day. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you're going to start practicing in your own life? Drop it in the comments below. Let's start a conversation and support each other on this journey to feeling our best. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.